Good morning, welcome back to another weekly vlog. I'm still feeling a little bit off after my vaccine. I think I'm definitely feeling better than I was. I don't seem to be quite so achy. I'm still achy. I mean, it's kind of difficult because a lot of the vaccine symptoms are symptoms that I get like normally with my chronic conditions anyway, so it's kind of like, is it the vaccine, is it my EDS or POTS or whatever else? But I don't feel quite so achy that I did before. I do just still feel really dizzy, quite like wiped out, headachy, sick, just general side effects that are hopefully gradually easing off. So I'm still taking things a bit slowly, but I'm trying to kind of get back to doing a little bit of editing and stuff. I think this week is relatively quiet. I don't like saying that because something will come up. But yeah, I mean, today I haven't got any plans at all. Hopefully going to help my mum cook a risotto later. We're doing the butternut squash one again, but I do need to find some other risotto recipes for us to try. I think the problem is, because we've done the butternut squash risotto a few times and we know that we really like it, it's a bit like, do I try a different recipe and hope that I like it as much, or do we just stick with what we know? But I think I would like to try some different ones. Like, I'd like to try a mushroom risotto, and I found some other recipes on Pinterest, so might do those another time. But we're doing butternut squash risotto today. But yeah, apart from that I haven't got any plans, so I'm just kind of going slowly and trying to listen to my body, and when it needs to rest, it needs to rest. So that's today. Tomorrow we will have Noah, but he'll be at preschool. Apart from that, I don't have any plans, I don't think. No. Wednesday again we'll have Noah, but he'll be at preschool. I've got a phone appointment at lunchtime on Wednesday with the pain clinic up in London. I think it was meant to be an appointment in person, because the letter they sent me said, like, it gave the address of the hospital. It said I had like some forms given to me, and it said to bring the forms with you to your appointment. And I just assumed it was in person, and then I think it was a couple of weeks ago I went on for UCLH you have like an online space where you can see appointments and letters and test results and everything like that, and I went on there because I'd got a notification about something else, and then I noticed that it said that my pain clinic appointment was a telephone appointment. So I was a bit confused, but I think I emailed them. Yeah, I think I emailed them, and I got a phone call saying, yeah, it's definitely a phone appointment. So I don't know if it got changed or whether I got sent the wrong letter or what happened, but yeah, apparently it's a phone appointment. So I've got that on Wednesday to discuss my knee. Kind of intrigued to see what they suggest or what they can do, because this is kind of like, I wouldn't say the last resort, but it's like I've done the physio and we've kind of reached a bit of a wall of not being able to get any further. So I'm just hoping that they might have some ideas of something else we can try. And then on Wednesday evening I've got a council meeting, which is via Zoom still. I don't know when we'll go back to in person, but not for a while. Thursday we'll have Noah again, but he'll be at preschool. Friday I've got a council meeting in the morning, again by Zoom, and then I think Saturday and Sunday are completely free. So yeah, not a huge amount going on this week. I'm not planning on changing what I do now that I've been vaccinated. One, because I think the vaccine can take at least 3 weeks to kind of work or start working properly. 2, because I've only had 1 dose, and 3, because I'm still sure. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable at the moment going out. The cases in our area are starting to rise again, so I think I'm just gonna continue to shield and play it by ear and see you know, when things start to open up, kind of keep an eye on like case numbers, and I don't know, I think it is just going to be playing it by ear, and possibly starting to do a little bit of like going out when restrictions start to ease, and possibly seeing like my immediate family, but I think we'll just go slowly, and I think that's okay. You know, I think I've seen a lot of stuff on social media about like how people feel about the kind of roadmap out of lockdown. Some people are really excited, and you know, that's absolutely fine, as long as, you know, people still continue to follow the rules that are there at the moment. Some people are apprehensive and scared. I think I'm more in that category, and I've seen quite a lot of people sharing things that kind of say, you know, just because these rules are possibly changing at certain times doesn't mean that you have to kind of change with them if you don't feel comfortable or ready to change. Then it's okay to continue shielding, or to not, you know, go out when you're, you know, when things allow, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing, just kind of taking it at my own pace and seeing how I feel. So yeah, be interested to hear what other people are kind of feeling about it. I mean, I don't know if excited is the right word. I am, like, obviously looking forward to a time when there are less restrictions, and when I can possibly see family and, you know, possibly see friends, but I think it's just difficult to get excited about it, because things have just been so changeable over the last year that I don't want to, you know, just because these dates have been set out doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to happen when they say they are. So I just don't want to get my hopes up too much, and I am quite anxious about going out, not just because of COVID, but I think because of being inside for so long, just getting my head around like getting back to like normal, whatever normal is, you know, going to more medical appointments in person again, and the expectations that you kind of, you know, will be doing stuff more in person again, just makes me a bit anxious because I haven't seen people for so long. So I think it's just, yeah, I think it's just a case of taking it slowly. Anyway, that's this week. I'm just getting on with some editing. I put a video up and I'm starting to edit a weekly vlog. I was going to show you I ordered the next Disney Castle Collection castle. If you haven't been watching my vlogs for long, I'm a big Disney fan, and I've been collecting the Disney Castle Collection, like the small like hanging ornaments. So this is the newest one that came out last week, I think, and it's the Sleeping Beauty castle. I think it's probably, I think I say this every time, I think it's probably one of my favourites. I mean, I love the box to start with. It's got like Sleeping Beauty there, and then inside, I'll just get it out. So obviously when you go to Disneyland, like Paris and Walt Disney and everything, there's a Sleeping Beauty castle there. It's like pink. Well, in Paris it's pink. I can't remember what colour it is in Walt Disney World because I've never been. But I think this one is based on the actual like film and story rather than the one at the parks. So this is what it looks like, and I just think it's quite pretty. I really liked it with the different colours. It's just it's very like fairy tale castle. So yeah, there we go, that's this one, and this is number 6 out of 10. So we've only got 4 more to go, which is quite funny. Not funny. I don't know where my words are going today. Yeah, I don't quite know where those last 6 ones have gone because it comes out every couple of months. So yeah, I don't quite know. They must have been coming out then for about a year now. I don't know where that's gone. So yes, that is number 6. At some point I'm going to get some shelves in here, which I do need to measure for. My mum brought me up a tape measure so I can measure the wall. So yeah, once I've got the shelves in here, I would like to put my castles that I've got up on those shelves, possibly a few other Disney bits, just so that I can actually display them, because at the moment they're just sitting in their boxes because I've not really got anywhere to put them. So there we go, another Disney castle. Anyway, I'm going to get on with doing some editing, and once I've done that, I'm going to measure for the shelves and then go and have some lunch. Right, before I go downstairs, I just want to measure for some shelves. I was like umming and ahhing about where to put them, whether to put them like the whole way across, or whether to put them above the bed or above my desk, but I think I'm going to go for above my desk. I had a chat to my mum about it, and that seems to be what she thinks, and actually that's probably what I think as well. It just seems to be the most sensible place. I'm thinking possibly 2 shelves, because I think if we did 3 it would go too high. I've seen some in IKEA, and my sister's wanting to do an IKEA order fairly soon, to get a couple of bits for the nursery, I think. So it would make sense if I could get the shelves at the same time, but I just need to have a bit of an idea of what length they need to be. So I'm going to do some measuring. I'm not sure how I'm going to get on doing this on my own, but we'll give it a go and try not to fall over. I'm standing outside my window. 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 I was standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I didn't really have any plans for today, but I had to ring the doctors this morning to book in for an ECG and lying and standing blood pressure, because I need to get that done every 3 months, and it's about 3 months since I last had it done. I did actually do an e-consult, because that's what I had to do last time, and then they rang me to book it, but I did the e-consult, and then I got a text that said, can you ring us? So I did that this morning, and they asked if I could come in today. So yeah, going there this afternoon to have that done. Not going to my normal surgery isn't open for like consultations at the moment, because it's being used as a COVID vaccine hub. But normally, basically, like the surgery that I registered with, it was 3 separate surgeries, and they've all merged together to be like one big practice. But there's still the 3 separate buildings, and usually I go to the one that's like in the town, but they said this time this appointment is going to be at the one that's like the other side of town, but that's fine. My mum or dad can take me, thankfully. So yeah, didn't expect to get an appointment today, so at least it gets it done and out of the way. I'm still feeling, I think dizziness is the main symptom that I'm still getting after my vaccine. It seems to kind of come in waves, especially when I stand up. I start to feel really faint and dizzy, and I find that it's quite bad in the mornings when I get up, and then it gets bad again in the evenings. I am feeling quite like just wiped out and tired, but it's difficult to tell whether that's the vaccine or whether that's just me. But yeah, definitely the dizziness is something that came on, like, because I had been getting dizziness before, but it was like, it wasn't like this dizziness. Basically, this dizziness just seems to be all the time, and it's definitely got worse since having the vaccine. But yeah, like everything else seems to be kind of easing off. Like the joint and muscle pains that I were getting aren't quite so bad now. They just feel like my normal kind of EDS joint and muscle pains. But yeah, definitely the dizziness is still definitely there, and I kind of find like I'll move or I'll stand up or I'll do something, and I'll kind of have to go like just stop and be like, oh gosh, like it feels like the room's spinning. It feels like my POTS is just really flaring up, and I don't know like whether that's what the vaccine has done, made my POTS flare up, or what it is. But yeah, I'm still just kind of taking things fairly slowly, but trying to get back to kind of my normalish routine. So yeah, I'm just doing some editing this morning. I'm doing a video for EDS Awareness Week, not EDS Awareness Week, Eating Disorders Awareness Week. So many awareness things, I get confused. And their like focus this like year is to focus on binge eating disorder, which isn't something that I have personal experience of. But I do try and do a video each year when I can for Eating Disorders Awareness Week, so I still wanted to do something. So I put a message out on my Instagram stories, I think, to see if there was anybody who has got experience of binge eating disorder who would be interested in kind of being part of the video, because I think it's important to actually get somebody who has experience to talk rather than just me reeling off facts and stuff when it's not something that I can really talk about. And thankfully a lovely lady called Jenna messaged me and said that she would really like to talk about her experiences of binge eating disorder. So she has filmed some answers to some questions that I sent her. So I was just going through those videos this morning because they were in an email and I needed to download them. So I've downloaded those now. I need to film like a little introduction, so I might try and do that tomorrow possibly. I'll see how things go, and then I can put that video together. So hopefully that will be, well, that should be up before this goes up, but hopefully it will be a helpful video. I think anybody sharing their story of mental illness is helpful and important, because it just helps other people to know that they're not on their own, and it shows, you know, how diverse mental health problems can be. So yeah, I need to like watch them through properly, but really appreciate her talking because I know how difficult it is. So I've just had a parcel in the post and opened it up, and it was some beautiful flowers from Marks and Spencer's and some Percy Pigs. They're from my friend Katrina, to say thank you for the Christmas presents and birthday presents and things that I have sent to them over the last, I can't remember what she said in the card. Thank you so much for the lovely gifts for Christmas and birthdays for myself and the boys. I hope you're keeping well and hopefully we'll be able to catch up soon. So that was a lovely surprise this morning. So I've just had my lunch and I'm ready, got my coat on because it's not very warm, and my dad's going to take me down to the doctor's to have my ECG and blood pressure checked.
How many smiles does it take to be happy? How many?
So I'm back from having my ECG and blood pressure. Everything was okay, so that's good. Briefly saw Noah. We were just kind of coming in and then literally just helped him get his shoes on and then he went home. So didn't get to see much of him, but he'll be here tomorrow. And now I'm just going to crash out on the sofa for a bit. I'm feeling really dizzy again. I think this must be the vaccine. That's the only thing I can really think of, because even though I was getting dizziness before, it wasn't like this. So yeah, it just like, it seems to come like on in little waves and then sometimes it just really hits me and the only thing I can really do is lie down. So that's what I'm going to do. Got the telly on and I'm just going to have a bit of a rest, possibly have a bit of a nap. And then a little bit later on my mum is going to help me have a shower, so I'm hoping that I don't feel quite so dizzy then, because there's nothing worse than feeling like really dizzy when you're trying to have a shower. I had it, when did I last have a hair wash? I can't even remember. When I last had my last hair wash, I had like really dizzy spells and it's just horrible. Like I have a shower stall, so I sit down, but I don't like it, like when you're like in the middle of washing your hair and you just come over feeling like you're about to pass out. It's not much fun. So yeah, gonna have a rest now and then hopefully I'll feel a little bit better in time for my hair wash.
Do you have to feel lonely before you get the chance to meet someone, before you get to meet someone like you? many songs. Can you write about heartbreak, how to go when you're fed up with mistakes? Maybe I just found the answers. Maybe I just
Good morning. We've got Noah again today, and actually got to see him this morning. He doesn't go into preschool until kind of like late morning, so I spent a bit of time this morning with him after I'd had my breakfast. We were playing and doing the usual things you do with a 3-year-old. But yes, he's gone to preschool. I have got dressed. I'm waiting for a phone call from the pain clinic up in London. They should be calling me probably in about 15 minutes-ish. So yeah, feeling a little bit nervous about it because I just don't really know what to expect or what they'll say or what they want me to say, and yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous just to see if there's anything that they can offer for trying to sort my knee out. So just waiting for that. So I'm just going to get on doing some editing until they ring, and then Noah will be back from preschool a bit later, so I'll spend a bit more time with him, and then I've got a council meeting this evening, so busy-ish day. But yeah, I'm just going to do a bit more editing until my phone rings and so I can speak to the pain clinic. So my both my femurs are kind of turned inwards, and have been since I was born, they think, and just gradually as I've got older I've been getting a lot more pain in my hips, which is making it more and more difficult to walk. So I've got Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I get kind of widespread joint pain anyway, but I wouldn't say I had kind of specific knee pain. I think I started noticing the issues with my knee, I think it was probably when I started my physio. So I started my physio, I think it was sometime in December, and we were kind of working on physio to sort of get the muscles working again, to get sort of movement back into my leg and things like that. And I think when we were doing that, we just started to notice that kind of my hip seemed to be improving, but it was my knee that was holding me back because it kept getting swollen, it was painful, it was difficult to bend. Right, so I've just come off the phone from the pain consultant. He was very nice, asked lots of questions, explained everything very well, and yeah, just seemed a very nice doctor, which is always good. I've written everything down because I don't want to forget anything. I tend to do this, like if I've had a phone appointment or even if I've had an appointment in person, like as soon as I come out of the appointment I will just write down like everything that we discussed and kind of the outcome of the appointment, because otherwise I know I'm going to forget it. So let's have a look. What did he say? He said that he's not convinced that the problem is complex regional pain syndrome. I'm just going to shut the door because I think my sister's got the telly on and it's a bit loud. Yeah, he's not convinced that so my orthopaedic surgeon suggested that perhaps I was having like a complex regional pain syndrome reaction, which was brought on by the surgery. And when he said it and I looked into it, I just wasn't quite sure. I looked at the symptoms and stuff and I kind of fit some of them, but I didn't completely identify with it, and it just didn't quite seem to fit. And my physio had also said that he didn't think it was possibly the right thing. And then this pain clinic doctor has also said that he just doesn't. He said you have got some symptoms of it, but he's not sure if I've got enough for it to actually be the correct diagnosis. So I kind of feel a little bit better in a way having two different people say that, because you know, when you're the patient and you look at I don't know, a diagnosis or symptoms and a doctor thinks you've got it but you don't really feel like it fits, it's quite difficult to know, like, are you right? Because obviously, you know, they're a doctor and you think that they probably know more than you. Well, they do know more than me. I mean, to be fair, my orthopaedic surgeon didn't actually say that it was complex regional pain syndrome. He just said that it was a possibility, but having a couple of people say that they don't think that's right, I guess just puts us on a slightly different path. So he said that he didn't think it was, but that he would have to examine me in person to be able to kind of tell like 100%. But we can't do that at the moment because of lockdown and everything. However, saying that, he says he doesn't actually know what is going on. He said that it could be something that's like nerve related that's been brought on by the surgery. He said it could be something structural, to do with the bones or the muscles or things like that. But that would be more of like the orthopedic team, like them to sort up to discount something like that. My feeling, or he said that there could be something else, but he said there wasn't any kind of alarm bells that were ringing for it to suggest something a bit more kind of unusual, I suppose. My personal feeling is that I wonder whether there's more than one thing going on. So I do wonder whether it's a mixture of a problem with the alignment, possibly the screws causing some irritation, possibly a bit of a nerve problem, and my EDS all mixed in together, and that's what's causing all the issues, because no one seems to be able to kind of put their finger on like exactly what it is. But anyway, he basically said that he wants to start off by treating me as if it is a problem with the nerves, because I suppose that's just like not the easiest form of treatment, but like it's a good way of like treating that to see if it does help, basically. So basically treating it like it's complex regional pain syndrome, even though he doesn't necessarily think it is that, possibly something similar or just a nerve issue of some description. So yeah, he wants to treat it like that just to see if we can improve some of the pain and the function at all, and then that means that my orthopedic team can still kind of explore other options, so possibly continue to look at my knee, look at it, you know, under general anaesthetic to see if there's anything structural that could be causing issues as well. So kind of like a two-pronged approach, I suppose. So he said there aren't many like oral medications that he can suggest because like I'm on opiates, and he said that generally for nerve related issues opiates don't really help that much. Things like gabapentin and pregabalin are something that he would have suggested, but I've been on both of those and just not felt very well on them, so didn't really want to try them again. But he said even with those that they're not like miracle drugs or anything. He said, I can't remember what the percentages were he said, but it's quite a small minority I think of people that actually find them helpful, so it's not like I'm missing out on like a miracle drug or something. So what he does want to try doing is something called Lidocaine infusions. So they're done through an IV, so into your vein, and he says you do them over the course of 2 years. Obviously if they're not helping after like a year you're not going to carry on, but it would be like no more than 2 years. I'm not 100% sure what lidocaine is. I think it might be a type of local anaesthetic, but he says that it can be quite helpful in people with sort of like complex regional pain syndrome, nerve type issues, and he's hoping that we can do those infusions and that they will help enough so that we can reduce my opiates a bit, because obviously, you know, being on opiates long term isn't great. And also just help with possibly being able to do a bit more movement with my leg. He said that the infusions can cause seizures and heart rhythm abnormalities. So he saw on my like notes that I'd had seizures before and wanted to know a bit more about them, but he wasn't too worried that this would be something not to do. And because you have them in hospital anyway, they will monitor you and check your heart rhythm and all that kind of stuff. So they keep an eye on you when you have them. And then he also wants me to join in with like, they've got a pain program, like a like information support program. I think it's just virtual at the moment, but he just wants me to join in with that as well, kind of to refresh my knowledge. I have done them before, but also just for a bit of support, because he said, you know, when you're like changing around medications and stuff, it's good to just have that support there. So yeah, he's going to refer me to join in that as well. And then he said he does want to see me in person, but that can't happen at the moment because of lockdown and COVID and everything. So he's going to make me another appointment for 6 months' time, in the hope that I can then see him in person. He said if we still can't see him in person, then we'll just push it back, because he said that there's not a lot of point in me talking to him on the phone again, because he needs to see me in person. And he's hoping that when I see him in person, I'll have started the Lidocaine infusions. So we'll kind of have a bit of knowledge on how those are helping. So he said when I see him in person, he'll do a proper examination so that he can like discount, or not as the case may be, complex regional pain syndrome, but also see if like there's a specific nerve that he thinks is being affected. And he says if he can kind of identify a particular nerve, he wants to try doing like an epidural type nerve block to see if that helps. If it does help, then he said I might be a candidate for a like nerve stimulator, I think he called it. It's basically, he kind of compared it to a TENS machine, but one that's kind of implanted in your spine. I have actually looked at these with a doctor for my bladder, and I was accepted and everything, but because I was having the surgery on my legs, we decided it wasn't a good idea to have the like bladder stimulator put in at the same time. So that's kind of on the back burner at the moment, but that is a possibility for helping my knee if it's suitable. So yeah, I think that's everything. I'm just hoping that my orthopaedic team will still kind of look at more like structural issues, and not just decide that because I'm having the infusions that we'll just leave it at that, because I do think it's a bit of a complex mixture of different things. But yeah, no, I'm fairly happy with that. I'm happy that we've got a bit of a plan and some different things to try. I never expected it to go on this long, and I mean, when I had the surgery, I just assumed that, you know, I'd have the surgery and then I'd do the recovery, and then we'd move on to like either my lower leg or my other leg, and it just hasn't happened like that. And I think that's partly due to having EDS and just having a complicated body. But yeah, I don't know, at some point we really need to do my left leg as well, because the pain is just getting worse and worse, and I guess because I'm putting the majority of my weight through that leg, it's making it more and more bad. Like, I can't even speak, it's making it worse still. But obviously we can't even think about doing anything on my left leg until my right leg is sorted, and actually possibly we'll need to do the lower leg on my right leg first to get everything back in alignment before we think about moving on to the other side. So I think it's going to be a bit of a long old journey, but no, I'm interested to try these Lidocaine infusions and see what they're like, whether they help with any of my other pain. That would be good. So yeah, I will kind of obviously take you along on the journey as I usually do and tell you all about it. I'd be interested to hear actually if anyone else has had Lidocaine infusions and what your experiences of them were, whether they helped with what you were getting them for. Yeah, do let me know in the comments, because it's not something that I've ever really looked into before. I have heard, I've certainly heard of Lidocaine. I don't know whether I've heard of Lidocaine infusions, I can't remember, but I'd be interested to hear other people's experiences, so do let me know. Anyway, I'm going to go back on with editing a video now, and do a bit of that before I go and have my lunch. Good evening. Sorry I haven't filmed all day. It's been a bit of a mad day, to be honest. I had my phone call this morning, and then I did some editing, came downstairs to have some lunch, and then I had a council phone call, which I think went on for about 45 minutes in the end. but it was necessary. We had like various things that needed to be discussed, and then by the time I'd finished off that, Noah was back from preschool, so I spent some time with him. We played a bit and he played with some Play-Doh, and then we watched a bit more of The Incredibles. So we watched a little bit this morning because basically he said he wanted to watch something on the iPad, and we went for Disney, which I said to him, I said, oh, what do you want to look on for something to watch? And he calls it Disney iPlayer, which just makes things really confusing. But yeah, we went on Disney iPlayer and I let him sort of have a little look through some of the Disney films, and he chose The Incredibles. We started on The Incredibles 1 and he wasn't into it at all. I haven't watched it for ages, but it takes a while to get going, The Incredibles 1, and he was just like, I don't like this. So we got rid of that and we went to The Incredibles 2, and he loved it. He's really into like, I was going to say superheroes, but he just loves Disney films. He loves things like Toy Story and Bug's Life and just stuff where there's like action going on and good characters. So yeah, we started watching The Incredibles 2 this morning, and we watched a little bit more this afternoon, and he was watching it and he kept like asking questions about what they were doing and this kind of thing. And then after a while he was just like, he said, what's the baby called? So I said, oh, the baby's called Jack Jack. And he sort of sat there and thought for a minute, and then he said, Jenny, I want a Jack Jack. I was like, okay, what do you mean, like for you to keep for yourself? And he said, yeah, I want a Jack Jack toy that talks and moves. And I was like, okay. But he was really, really into it. So when he was sat and having his dinner, I said, I'll go and I'll have a little look on Amazon and see what is available. And yeah, so I said I'd look on Amazon, and he went, the Amazon River? And I looked at him and I was like, you're 3, how the heck do you know, how do you know about the Amazon River? So I don't know if they've done something at school or whether it's something he's spoken about with my brother and sister-in-law, but he just amazes me. Like every time I'm with him, he's just so bright and switched on, and the stuff that he comes out with, sometimes I just look at him and I'm like, how are you 3? But I had a look on Amazon, and the only thing that I could find that kind of matched his description was it's like a Jack Jack with a raccoon, and it, like if you press it, it does like the laser eyes, or it changes colour to be like pretend it's on fire, and it makes some noises. It doesn't move. The only place I could find it was Amazon, and it's £30, which is obviously quite a lot for a toy. And it's not just something that I could purchase, you know, just because. So I don't know, like obviously he doesn't get everything that he asks for, but if he's, you know, really into something, then it gives me ideas for birthdays and Christmases and things like that. And I'm pretty sure by the time we get around to his birthday again, there'll be something else that he's interested in, because that's not till November. But I don't know, I might see if I can find just like a little cheaper like play set, not one that makes a noise or anything, because we've got Easter coming up, and certainly the last few years we haven't done like chocolate for him, just because if like all of his aunties and uncles got him chocolate, he would have literally he'd be swimming in chocolate, which I'm sure he would love, but not great when you're 3 and you've got like that amount of chocolate. So I might just see if there's like a little like play set that's got like a few of the characters in or something that I could possibly give him at Easter. I don't know. If anyone knows of a baby Jack Jack that talks and moves that isn't too expensive, let me know. But he was so into it, and I'm pretty sure that's the first time he's watched The Incredibles. Bless him, he was like, can we watch Credibles? And yeah, he loved it. So yeah, we seem to have found a new favourite, which was quite sweet. But yeah, he was just so sweet today. And it just makes me feel really lucky to be an auntie. I keep saying it, but I really, really miss Maisie, and not being able to see her kind of grow and develop in person. But I do feel really lucky that we can look after Noah in his childcare bubble, and that we get to see him so often, and that I have such a good relationship with him, because he just makes me laugh. And I was like, I said to him and my mum, and I was like, what was life like without you? And we just decided that it was quiet, which it was much quieter without him. But no, he just, like, even when you're having a really rubbish day, he just makes you smile, and yeah, it's nice. So yeah, we did his dinner and he went home, and then I've just had a council meeting as well, so I did get to have a little nap in between him going home and having my council meeting, which was much needed. But yeah, it's just been a bit of a busy day, so I haven't really had a chance to pick up a camera and talk too much. Good morning. I'm in a slightly different position today because I just need to quickly film an intro and an outro for a video for Eating Disorders Awareness Week, and I just I haven't really set up properly. I'm just kind of doing it without change. Like, usually I change this chair and use like just one of our little like kitchen chairs, because I find that I swing on this chair. But I just want to get it filmed, and it's kind of it's meant to be a bit more of a relaxed video, so there we go. And I'm sure probably not many people will even notice that it's slightly different. But yeah, it is actually Eating Disorders Awareness Week this week, and I wasn't going to speak about it too much on here because I'm making a separate video to go up this week. But I will link some of my eating disorder related videos in the description, so if you kind of want to know about my story with an eating disorder and my journey kind of through the years. I've had problems with eating disorders since I was a teenager. I have been in hospital a few times, got sectioned, been through various treatments, and yeah, I'm kind of doing okay at the moment. I wouldn't say that I'm fully recovered, because I still have a lot of the thoughts and difficulties, I suppose, but I am managing it a lot better than I was. So yeah, as I said, I won't go into my whole story because we'll be here all day, and I've already done it on other videos. So if you do want to find out a little bit more, then check out the links in the description. But for now, I'm going to get these intro and outro filmed, and I can't even speak today, so we're not off to the best of starts. Yeah, I'm going to get those filmed, and then I need to finish editing a weekly vlog before I can edit the eating disorder awareness one.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won.
Is it? So I'm just sitting with Noah while he has his dinner. Let's just pull your sleeves up so we don't get gravy on them. Oh, sorry. Can I do this one? You're very good at when you cough into your elbow, don't you?
Yes.
Is that what?
And it doesn't stink, but when I put my cough over my face.
That's right. Oh, Alfie's come to say hello. Right, Alfie, leave Noah alone. What have you got for your dinner today?
I don't know.
You don't know? What are you eating? What's this?
Do you know what Mummy said?
What's this?
Mummy said, no, it's not the whole without the
Sausages. And what's that?
Mashed potato.
Mashed potato. And what's that?
Cheese.
What's that?
Carrots.
And what's this?
Ooh, quite what that is.
That's called Yorkshire pudding. Grandpa made that for you, especially, didn't he? What did you dress up as at school today? Pardon? The smartest giant in town, because it's World Book Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you went as the smartest giant in town, which is...
It isn't Book Day now.
Well, it is still Book Day at the moment, but it won't be Book Day tomorrow. So did all the other children dress up? They didn't.
But one girl did dress up.
Did they? What did they dress up as?
Princess.
A princess! Wow! Did they look really nice? Yeah, did you tell them they look nice?
No.
Oh, you should have said to them, you look very nice. And did your teachers like your costume?
Hmm?
Did your teachers like your costume? They didn't?
Well, yes.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Good morning. I have just had a virtual council meeting, which I think was probably one of the quickest council meetings we've ever had. I think it lasted a grand total of about, well, not even 15 minutes. It was probably like between 10 and 15 minutes. So yeah, that was quick. I meant to come on and film again yesterday evening, but Noah went home. I lay on the sofa and fell asleep, and I didn't wake up for 3 hours. So by the time I'd woken up, it was quite late. I hadn't had any dinner. And so yeah, I just didn't get around to filming, I'm afraid. But anyway, that's just life. So yeah, I've had my meeting and I'm just replying to some emails and things that need doing. And then I have got a bit of post that I need to open, which there might be something to show you. So I'm going to do that once I've done the emails. And then what am I going to do? Then I'm going to head upstairs and I need to put my weekly vlog up that got finished yesterday, and then I need to start editing my video for Eating Disorders Awareness Week. So that's the plan for this morning. We'll see how far we get. I'm just not very awake today, and sitting down on the sofa is probably the worst idea possible because I get comfy and then I want to fall asleep. But no, I'm trying to like push through this morning and then I can have a rest this afternoon. But yeah, that's my Friday. I can't believe it's a week since I had my COVID vaccine. Just like an update actually on how I'm feeling. I would say generally I think I feel, I don't know whether I'd say feel back to normal. I still feel very wiped out, but it's kind of difficult to know whether it's the vaccine or whether it's just my chronic illness like fluctuating, because I feel wiped out most of the time anyway, and I do have periods of time where I feel more wiped out than others. I mean, like the aches, like the aches and stuff that came from the jab have gone. I mean, I still ache because I get pain with my EDS and stuff, but the oh, excuse me. The pain that I got after the jab was very kind of specific. I don't know, it was quite different. That's gone. Dizziness I am still getting, and this morning it's been really bad again. But I don't know if that's a jab anymore, because I was getting dizziness before I had the vaccine. So again, it's just really difficult to tell. But yeah, I would say I definitely felt really rough for a few days, and now it's more just, I feel like my normal chronically ill self. So I feel quite lucky that it's kind of not affected me massively. Like, it did affect me, but not to the same extent that I've heard some people get affected by it. I don't know whether that's because I had the Pfizer one. I know a lot of people who've been unwell have had the Oxford one. Although saying that, I know a lot of people, well, I know like my mum and dad had the Oxford one and they were absolutely fine. So I think it's quite hit and miss. But yeah, I'm quite grateful that I wasn't too badly affected. So yeah, that's my vaccine experience. And yes, I'm going to get on with doing these emails and opening some post, and then I'll probably speak to you once I've opened my post. Good evening. Well, I haven't been very good at filming today, have I? This morning I stayed on the sofa in the end and just spent quite a long time going through emails and sorting out admin bits and just boring stuff like that. And then this afternoon I came up here and I've just finished editing my video for Eating Disorders Awareness Week. I am really happy with it, mainly because most of it isn't me, it's somebody else talking, and I think it's a really important video, and I'm really grateful to Jenna for offering to be part of it and to talk about her story. I think it will be really helpful for other people with binge eating disorder, so I'm going to link it below if you haven't watched it yet. I think it's really worth watching and sharing just to help raise awareness. So yeah, I'm just waiting for it to render so I can leave it exporting, and then I'm going to head downstairs and take some painkillers and fall asleep on the sofa for a bit, and then I do have some posts to open, which hopefully I can show you this evening.
Days without water along the sun-soaked road. We crossed over borders to get where we are, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you.
I opened some post a little while ago now, actually. I've already gone and got myself a cup of tea. This tea is really nice. I got it in it was a tin with like various different teas from, I think it's the English Tea Company. And this one is something like cranberry and vanilla. If I can find it, I'll link it below. But it smells amazing and it tastes really good too. It almost reminds me of like Ribena, like hot Ribena. I'm not really sure why, because that's not cranberry, but I don't know, it's just the smell of it is really good. So anyway, yeah, I've got myself a cup of tea. There's just a couple of bits that I thought I'd show you from opening the post. There wasn't anything hugely interesting. Boots sent me a health and beauty magazine because they said that they know people haven't been able to get out recently, so they thought they'd send one, which I thought was quite nice. I sometimes do pick them up like when I go shopping, which hasn't been for a long time, but obviously, yeah, I haven't been shopping for a while, so I haven't picked one up. So it's another magazine to read. And then I've got this card. Actually, I've got quite a few cards for March, but I'm not going to show you all of them because I think that might be a little bit boring. But I've got this one for, well, we'll write it, but it's for my sister for Mother's Day. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it because it's going to reflect off, but it says Happy Mother's Day from the Bump, and I just thought it was really pretty, and we thought it would be nice to give her a card, and then it just says, "You're going to be such a wonderful mum with lots of love." And yeah, I just thought it was really nice, and like the little buttons here are actual like proper buttons as well, so we're going to write that for her from the Bump. We've also got a couple more cards. So Mother's Day is also my sister's birthday this year. This camera does not want to focus today. So we've also got her a birthday card from the Bump, because why not? So found this one. I think I found it on Amazon. Again, I'll link things below. Obviously the Mother's Day card will probably be a bit late by the time this goes up, but this one should be okay. But yeah, we thought that one was quite cute. There wasn't like huge amounts of choice for Mother's Day, for Happy Birthday or Mother's Day cards actually from the Bump, and the nice ones that I could find were really expensive, so we've gone with those ones, which are quite nice. And then I also found this one for a friend who has a sausage dog, because I thought it was just really cute. Again, this was Amazon, and it just says Happy Birthday Sausage, and I think it's, yeah, a bit glittery as well, which I thought was rather sweet. I love buying cards, and I buy most of mine online. I usually do anyway, to be honest, but also because I can't really go anywhere at the moment to buy cards, so get them online. And then I also pre-ordered Stacey Solomon's new book, which is called Tap to Tidy. If you follow her on Instagram, you'll know that she does these tap to tidy things where like the picture before is like where it's a mess, and then you tap and the picture after is where she's tidied it up. I've really enjoyed following her. I only really started following her stories, I think, during lockdown, and they just make me smile. She seems like a really lovely person, and I like the content she puts out. So when I saw she was doing a book, I thought I'd get it. I've got her other book as well, and yeah, I just like it. Unfortunately, didn't get a signed copy. I was hoping I might, but I didn't. And she's even done like tap to tidies in here, so like a bed one where it's like a bed and then the bed is tidy. Little snack of how to make a snack that looks like a dog, like little crafting things of how to make a little rock family. It just looks really, it looks like a nice book that you can just kind of dip in and out of, which is what I need at the moment, because I'm just really struggling to focus and concentrate. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to read this one a little bit more easily. And then at the back, she has done like a shout out to small businesses. So she's got like loads of different, so we've got like home fragrance, and then lots of different Instagram businesses for home fragrance, home accessories, clothes and shoes, kids, baby, food and nutrition, jewellery and accessories, hair and skincare, bath and beauty, and crafts. And there's just so many there, so I'm going to enjoy looking through all those at some point as well. I think that's a really nice thing to do, just to promote some small businesses as well, because obviously she's got a big platform, so hopefully that will help them. So yeah, looking forward to reading that. And then I also just wanted to show you this book that my mum picked up. She did a Tesco shop today, and she picked this up when she was doing her Tesco shop. And it's called The World Made a Rainbow. So it's based around this time of COVID. It's a children's book. So technically it's for, you know, Noah and Maisie and Baby Bump. But actually I like children's books as well. And yeah, it's about kind of the lockdown and what's happened. So all of the world had to stay home today. I wish that it didn't. I wanted to play. And then it talks about like missing people, and then it talks about like painting the rainbows to make people happy. What does this one say? The light couldn't shine if it never knew the dark, and rainbows can't colour the world without rain. I quite like that. I just thought it was a really nice book, and I wanted to share it because it seems like a nice book to read with children about this time of our lives, but also just a nice kind of keepsake that's kind of nice about, I don't know, I can't think of the words to say, but yeah, just a nice keepsake that kind of reminds us of the togetherness and positivity that has come through, like from communities and stuff. So yeah, I'll link it down below if you want to check it out, but I just thought it was a really nice book. Anyway, I'm going to drink my tea before it gets cold, and I'll see you tomorrow.
One day it's over, baby. Someday we'll find a way out. When all our strings are broken, you'll see that we could do without. When all our dreams are over, when all our hopes are dead, with this town turning colder, with all our colors bleeding red, I'll be wrinkled when the storms are hit. I'll sing you any song you wanna hear.
Evening. Sorry that I haven't filmed a huge amount today. I had a video call with my friend Lydia this morning, which was nice. Had a good catch up with her, and I got my eating disorders awareness video up, so I'm happy that that's up in the right week. But yeah, I'm just not feeling that great today, to be honest. I've got a headache and I just feel really tired. So haven't done a huge amount today. I've had my lunch and I'm now going to have a bit of a sleep on the sofa. Currently got The Simpsons on. I've said this before in here, I love The Simpsons. I pretty much watch it every day, I would say, just in the background, have it on. It's just one of my favourite things to watch. I mean, I've liked watching it since I was, I don't know how young. I remember watching it like when I first found it, and I just loved it then, and I still love it now. Can quite happily watch the same episodes over and over again, although I do quite like seeing new episodes, and there are the odd ones. I need to have a look on Disney Plus actually, because I know they've got The Simpsons on there now, and there's probably some stuff on there that I've never seen before, so I need to have a look. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's because it's something that I have watched so often that you don't need to concentrate on it, and I think that sometimes that's just what you need. Like when you're feeling rough, you don't want something that you have to concentrate on, you just want something that you can just have on in the background, and it's kind of comforting. I find it comforting. I mean, I know a lot of people absolutely hate The Simpsons, but for me, I really like it. And I really hope that one day I can go to, I think it's Universal in Florida, because I think they've got like a Simpsons bit there that's got like the Quickie Mart and stuff. And good morning, happy Sunday. I had a very quiet day yesterday. As I said, I wasn't feeling particularly brilliant. Please excuse it if you can hear noise outside. I don't know what someone's doing, but it's very noisy. Yeah, I didn't feel great, so I just got what I needed to get done and then rested for the rest of the day. My head feels a bit better today, thankfully. So I've done what I normally do on a Sunday morning, which is sorting out my medication, which always takes a while. And I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying this morning. I've already cleaned the sink in my bathroom, which always makes me feel better. I don't know why, I like it when it's all nice and shiny and it smells nice. Yeah, so I've done that, and now I'm just going to do some little bits of tidying before I go and get some lunch, and then I want to wash my hair probably after lunch. I think my mum's going to help me do it, and then we'll have our dinner. So yeah, it's just a fairly normal Sunday, but I'd like to try and be a little bit productive and get some tidying done.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars.
Good evening. Obviously it's quite a while later since I last spoke to you. I did a bit of tidying this morning, not a huge amount in that it doesn't really look hugely different, but I just keep telling myself that every little bit I do must be some sort of step in the right direction. I was just getting really frustrated with myself because I'm like on crutches and stuff. I find it difficult to like lift and carry things and move things around my room. So I'm kind of like, I try and do what I can and like put things in pockets, but I just find I keep dropping things and I just get frustrated with my body not being able to do what I want it to do. So there we go. But no, I'm glad I got some stuff done. And then this afternoon I got a hair wash, so my hair's nice and clean, which is always nice. We've had dinner, and now I think I'm going to do a face mask, which I haven't done for ages. And I've got quite a few, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm just going to sit here for a little while, put a face mask on. I don't quite know if I'm going to be able to do anything because I won't be able to wear my glasses, so I'm not going to be able to see. But I just thought it would be quite nice to just relax with a face mask. So I've picked this one, which is a Garnier Moisture Bomb Tissue Mask, super hydrating and glow reviving. It's for dull skin, and it's got I don't know how to say it. Sakura and hyaluronic acid. One mask equals 1 week of hydrating active. So there we go, that's what I'm going for. And yeah, it says that you just leave it on for 15 minutes.
Shouldn't they invite my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine, telling me I will be fine.
Well, that was quite nice. My skin feels quite nice actually. The only thing I would say is it was quite relaxing, but because it was so cold, it's like really triggered like my pain in my face and head. So I don't know whether I need to try like a heated one. I have got one of the face masks, eye masks that like self-heat, so I might try that next time. Or I don't know whether it's just, I don't know, a particular day and that's why it's triggered my face pain, but I've got plenty more to try, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, apart from that, my skin feels really nice. It was a bit more messy than I realised. Like, it's, I don't know, I think because I haven't used one for so long, I couldn't remember what they were like. But yeah, I did need some like tissues and stuff because it was just everywhere. But no, I feel nice and smooth and whatever it's meant to do to your face. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to watch a bit of YouTube now and then get ready for bed. So I thought I'd just end the vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. If you have and you'd like to see more from me, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the notification bell. That means you'll get notified every time I upload a video so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're getting on, what you've been up to this week, and also let me know if there's any videos you'd like to see me do. Also come and follow me on social media. My links are in the description below, but I'll put my Instagram and Twitter up here. Those are the two platforms that I'm mainly on, so do come over and say hello, leave me a comment or a message. I'm replying to comments and messages on social media and on here as quickly as I can. It just varies depending on my health as to how quickly I can get through them. But yeah, I really do appreciate any comments you leave, so I will eventually get around to commenting back. And I hope to see you in another video very soon. Bye!